Cue the music, because daddy's home. He's back. He's rerunning. And of course, I'm talking about Domain Gojo. Who else? Okay, who the fuck else would I be talking about? Now, Domain Gojo also confirms other things. And I also do want to talk about it because I know there's a lot of new players, people who have asked me this question. Should I summon for Domain Gojo? Now, let me tell you right away. Yes. Yes. He is still just overall the best unit. On color, it's Choso. In the whole game, it's Domain Gojo. This guy is fire. Okay, he's really good. And they also have a new rec bit coming out with him, which we did get on JP with it also. Same shit. Now, this is basically a Toji and Maki memory. You get 50% Taijutsu for 2 turns. And then also, if you're below 10 CE at the start of a turn, 20% Taijutsu every turn. You could get this every turn. So for Maki and Toji, that's just a perma 20%. And then you have this for 2 turns, which I think the way they do this is way better than the other rec bits. It is an amazing rec bit. So be happy because you're probably going to end up using this rec bit on the new Toji coming out in the future. So keep that in mind, that this is basically good for every single Toji and Maki that will be there in the future with only Taijutsu. It's the highest Taijutsu stat, so it's huge. Now, there's Maki Cola, which is good. I don't even have it, which is crazy. But definitely keep in mind that it is pretty good. Now, what I do want to say is we're basically 2 months behind, discluding Ino. That's basically what we're at. Because this came out June 11th, right? And we're August 14th. It's literally 2 months after it came out. So besides Ino, we are 2 months... Global's 2 months behind JP, right? That's basically the gap right now. If it closes, we'll see. But for right now, that seems to be how it is going to end up being. So keep that in mind. Maybe it'll go to 1 month or 1 week. We'll have to see. Now, one thing very important is that this ends September 4th. And, you know, when Gojo's ended on... Oh, wait, no, actually, I guess not. But close to when Gojo's ended while Nanami came out. So keep that in mind. That for the most part, well, they basically confirmed Nanami's release date. So also Toji, Illusory Realm, cool. They didn't really give more rewards. I think that for a new batch of Imaginary Realm, they should have given more rewards. But hey, we're playing JJK Phantom Parade, so what do you expect in terms of rewards? Content may be getting better. There may be new content. Unit kits may be better. Arts may be better. Cube amount? Never. But basically, because they say early September is new character, because keep in mind, the next new character is only going to be early September. There's going to be no more. The only character in August technically was Shoko, but even at that, you could technically count that for July. So, you know, I hope you guys enjoy it because, you know, now you're kind of on the JP timeline. So that's great to where you're going to have a month of basically nothing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this anniversary where they released absolutely nothing, but at least they released Tower for you guys, I guess. That is true, actually. So early September, basically... On September 4th or a couple days before is when we're getting Teen Nanami. And that's also a major part of this video that I did want to talk about, is that Teen Nanami is going to be releasing. So this guy, like, who should you really summon for if you can only pick one? Let me just say outright, I feel like Domain Gojo still ends up coming out on top. Also because Domain Gojo's value long term is only going to get higher, considering that, you know, right now, for example, on green, right, you can't use Domain Gojo with... Honored one. But for example, if you got Choso, well, hey, on a debuff stage, you put Domain Gojo with Choso, then wow, what do you know, right? But you have to keep in mind, Domain Gojo long-term does not have the same value he once had, because Tower, you can only use him type advantage, so keep that in mind. What I mean by that is, above floor 70, you cannot alt type disadvantage, right? He cannot alt because he loses alt gauge every single turn if he's not on a red floor. So keep that in mind. So basically, they're kind of relegated to both reds. However, Gojo also has the added advantage that sweep doesn't do anything like that. So I would say Gojo has more value. His damage multipliers are insanely good. But then also his alt is the best alt in the game. 2-turn guaranteed stun. Another 2 turns of possible stun, lower alt count, cannot increase alt count for 4 turns, which is fucking insane, right? That's basically 5 turns of no alt. And then you also have a damage increase, all in one skill. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay, this guy is going to be very good for red, and I definitely think you should get him. Now the thing is, the biggest problem is that Nanami is also in that range, right? If we check the tier list, I'm in complete agreement with Nanami being in that same tier. So keep in mind, right? If you have Domain Gojo, then of course you're gonna save for Nanami coming out on September 4th, probably, because Nanami is also just ridiculous. I hate that they put this. It always like psychs me out to where I press it. But I know it's just because Wiki is ass, but you know, Nanami himself is going to be, if you consider it right, Gojo has a one-time 300% max. Sometimes it'll only be 250. Nanami's able to keep up 240, or no, 260%, including alt, all the time, right? So when you keep that in mind, Nanami ends up like being, in terms of a pure damage support over the full 30 turns in tower, Nanami ends up taking the cake. However, keep in mind, Domain Gojo's stun is also where the bread and butter is, alongside the alt gauge lower. It's just Domain Gojo gives you that damage increase while having the survivability, where Nanami is pure damage, and the break damage received is so big. So I would definitely say, I still think most people would agree, Domain Gojo over Nanami. However, if you could also get Nanami, that would be great, because Nanami, he makes red floors his bitch. Okay, they grovel. Okay, this guy's basically Gilgamesh. All right, he's literally just insane. I don't know. Like, they've been on some insane power creep, and I feel like he was the final nail in the coffin to make me realize, yeah, no, this is fucking insane, because him able to do this all the time alongside this being 90% with break damage, this was just like, why not, right? Like, you really just had to add this in. You had to. They were like, why not? We already gave him so much. But he's so consistent, mainly because now CE is not a problem for these units. I love it. 30 CE here, 5 extra CE every turn, to where he really won't have CE problems, because the minute he uses his ult, that means he's saved out on CE, and then he gets some CE back, which is huge. Creative Cloud go away, and yeah, his damage isn't horrible, but basically he's good on all the floors you need him to be. He is going to carry 80, so keep that in mind. For new players, Domain Gojo all the way, but I mean, listen, make sure you try and get Nanami too, and he should be out until October. So you should be fine to try and get him. But then the problem then becomes, oh, if I have no cubes, well then, what about Shibuya? So you really have to keep it in mind that these units are all good. So you're going to have to start making some sacrifices, because it's not like before, right? It's not like before where it's like in this period of time from January to April, where it's like there's only one good unit being Shoko, right? Literally, they released 7 units. One of them was actually summon worthy. No. We went May, 2 good units. June, a good unit. July, a good unit. Probably August, another or 2 more good units. So it's like, it is getting to the point where you have to make some sacrifices. But I would say for red, he's not a necessity as much as Domain Gojo. But Nanami is going to change your account if you do get him, because he gives so much damage increase for buffs, and that's the biggest thing. He's a debuffer, he's a buffer, so they do work hand in hand, which I find so beautiful and poetic, to where they kind of complement each other. So if you can get both of them, I would definitely say Nanami over Choso any day of the week. But that's also because like Choso, his main tremendous value is doing damage. But in the future, it's like all these units are good. So as free to play, listen, I'm still by the opinion that, you know, I really think everyone should spend like $10 a month or $20, or they don't complain, right? If you're complaining as free to play, I really feel like if you're not enjoying it, like the best thing to do is quit this game, because I don't see them changing that. But as a low spender, this game becomes a lot more, I was about to say a French word in English, but that's not, because I was going to say agréable, which is not agreeable, but I was going to say that in English. But it becomes a lot more, I don't know the fucking word in English now. Oh my god. Anyway, it becomes a lot more easy to like kind of stick with it when you're able to get like maybe, I don't know, I think it's 80 pulls extra for like 80 pulls extra a month for $20. I feel like it becomes much more doable, right? And now with all these units being good, I would say, guys, get a part-time job if you're underage. Spend the $20 a month. Don't spend more, because all the other packs are ass. Get the monthly. You get what I think it's a daily pull a day. Get the monthly pack where it gives you, I think, 100 cubes a day, and then do your daily paid single. Do your daily free single. Do all those pulls. You'll be chilling. Okay, maybe get the battle pass. and like you'll be able to get all these units. But yes, Domain Gojo's coming back. He's definitely a summon, still very good in all tower floors, and with the new sweep stage is probably going to be needed. I think we're honestly entering a pretty good and an exciting part in this game. But yeah, Gojo, if you don't have him, pull for him. If you do have him, go for Team Nanami without a second thought. See you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. Good job.